I got Kody Steele back on the show now, who stayed perfect inside of the mixed martial arts cage with a round two massive knee victory, a TKO win over Nico Echeverry at Fury Challenger Series 7. Kody, how you doing, man?
How's it going? Doing good.
Yeah, I have to imagine that knee looked absolutely vicious. Have you ever landed anything as flush as that to someone inside of the active cage or even in practice?
Yeah, I mean, I've maybe not with my knees, but like I've in other fights, I've landed some like clean shots. I've like putting people out before, but and then yeah, I mean, training room wise, I kind of like mimic that knee a lot. Like I show it a lot, but I never just send them through. I'll just kind of like show them that it's there or something. But yeah, it's crazy when you get to see it transfer from practice room to cage time.
Yeah, man, that was a vicious knockout. Have you ever been hit with anything similar to that? I mean, you're perfect, you're undefeated as a pro, but have you ever been hit with anything even close to that?
I don't know. Sometimes like because training, I've been hit pretty hard with some stuff, and then I've done a couple like boxing or like Muay Thai tournaments and stuff, and I've been cracked before. I mean, Nico hit me pretty good in that fight. Like he hit me in the first round, that almost like kind of put me down. I kind of like caught myself, but I was like, whoa! But it just kind of like startled me more than anything. But yeah, I mean, it's brutal.
What was the game plan going in here against Nico? Because I mean, this is a guy he's got a lot of experience. Even as an amateur, he was in there with guys like Adrian Yanez, Sage Northcutt. So he's been in there with some high level competition throughout his career. Did you have like a set game plan going in against Nico here?
Um, Man, my game plan was a little all over the place. In my mind, I felt like I could have, respectfully, I feel like I could have beaten him anywhere. Like I felt like if we just got a boxing exchange, I could knock him out. I felt like if we wrestled, I could take him down and pin him or something. And if we grappled, I'd sub him. So to me, it was just kind of like who's gonna mix up our moves a better, or I just and just watching him through his fights, he kind of fight. He always fought a certain way, but I also in some of his fights he'd fight different ways. So I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know what kind of game plan he was going to come towards me with, but I just figured whatever he wanted to do, I was just going to match it. So if he came out and wanted to grapple, then we just would have grappled the whole time, and but I felt like I would have won in all those exchanges. But it was kind of just play it by ear in a way.
What did you think of just how round one transpired, or is there anything that he did or didn't do that surprised you in there?
Um, I'd say it surprised me that he let me control him against the cage so much because in all his fights, he's very he likes to put pressure on people. So I thought he was gonna be trying to put a lot of pressure on me, but like me having his back against the cage a lot definitely kind of confused me, and it made me I felt more flat footed because I was like, well, if I'm gonna control him, like I don't want to stop controlling him. So that was that. And then his striking was just very unique. It's very, it was very hard to read his punches because he was so up and down, and punching low, punching high, and he had some sneaky shots. So it was, yeah, that was probably the toughest.
Do you think with obviously how elite your grappling, your jujitsu is, with him allowing you to control him against the cage, do you think it was maybe because he was worried if you guys went down to the ground that he might be in a worse position?
Yeah, I feel like he didn't really grapple me much because I don't think he felt confident enough to grapple me. I felt like if he grappled me, he knew that he would get tired, or it just wasn't gonna be as easy as it was for him to grapple other people. So I think, yeah, his plan was just to come out and strike. But yeah, I definitely was thinking we were gonna grapple more, but we ended up just throwing hands the whole time.
What's the importance of this win, Kody? Obviously, as I said, you stay unbeaten now, 5-0. How significant is this just for you at this stage of your career?
I think it's really good. Like a fight like that, a fight with someone like Nico was like so good for me because I mean the guy has almost 20 fights. I mean, if you count as amateur, he's got over 20 fights, and that was just my fifth fight. So, being able to like get into the cage with someone with experience like that was really good. And I think, I got to show a little bit of how much more comfortable I'm getting in the cage, and also like not only like am I getting comfortable, but like just how tough I am. Like I don't think people are gonna look at my fight and be like, "Oh, he has this will be an easy fight," because regardless, like I'm gonna just keep coming forward. I'll take shots, and then if I land my shots, then I can end the night.
How'd you celebrate this win? Is there a certain food maybe that you wanted to go have after, all the hard work leading up to the fight?
Man, it's so crazy. I feel like I'm always training, always something's kind of on the horizon for me. Um, I don't really have too much of like big like food splurges. I feel like I eat like a lot of steak and veggies. So, a lot of steak and veggies right now, but I think I'm gonna be competing again in like ADC trials. I think that's in like 2, 3 weeks. So gotta make weight again. So I'm gunning for that, and we'll see how that goes.
What are you walking around at these days? How big do you get now?
Mm, I'll like float up from like 180 to like 183. I try not to get any higher than 83. I mean, I could if I'm being like if I'm just going crazy, but if I can like monitor myself or keep myself at like a base normal level, it's about 180, 183. I'm trying to get a little bit smaller, but right now it's hard.
And are you a sauna guy? Do you cut a lot of weight in the sauna?
I do. Yeah, I have a little sauna here at the house. So like for the most part I'm saunaing not every day, but almost every day. Like I'll sauna in between sessions or I'll sauna at night. Or if I don't train, I'll sauna and stretch and do some stuff like that. Sauna definitely keeps my body weight at a good healthy level.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The sauna that you have at your house, is that one where your head can stick out? Because I know for me, man, I go to the gym and I sit in the sauna, 10, 15 minutes in, I'm struggling. But if I have one of those where you can actually keep your head out of the actual sauna, then it's a little bit easier.
Yeah. I'll normally do like we have like a barrel sauna at the house, so that's the way to do it. But I'll use the portable sauna where like your head is just sticking out, and I use that one for like weight cuts or something like that if I need to go travel and stuff because it's a little better, but it's still brutal. Sauna sessions they're never easy, honestly.
Yeah, that is the truth. Now, as far as weight classes moving forward, 55. That's where you want to be. Like, have you thought about fighting at any other weight classes, or are you pretty much set on I want to be a lightweight?
I'll be a lightweight for sure. I feel like as a lightweight, I'm like kind of perfect for the size. Like I'm one of the bigger guys. I don't think I'm the biggest guy, but I'm one of the bigger guys. Um, 70, maybe one day when like maybe if I start growing some more and like my weight gets more dense, I might have to start making 170. But 55 is where I'll be going. And the only reason why I'm doing so many catch weights like 60, 65, or like if like this one, Nico is a 2 week replacement. So we just decided to do 170. But I'm doing 60 and 65 because it's like, once we go to the UFC, for the most part, we have to be 155. And all these guys keep making 155. Like I hate making 155. I don't hate it, but like if I make 155, I have to take like at least a month and a half off of like thinking about competing, and it's like if I just make 60 or 65, if I take no damage, I can make a turnaround and go fight again. So, that's ideal. Like I'd fight these 55ers at 170 or shit. I'd even fight them at 180, just walk around weight. Like it don't matter to me. But I just want to fight the 55er guys.
When you look at just how your skill set as a mixed martial artist has evolved over the years, where do you feel like you are? Like, how close do you think you are to, really taking that next step and fighting for a bigger organization?
I feel like, I feel like if you throw me out there right now, I can compete, like I'd say like the mid-level guys, I think I can beat them. I can like the lower level guys on the big promotions, I'd smash them. I feel like, if I'm fighting like top 15 guys, I think I can compete with them and, it'd be good fights. I think I'd win some, lose some maybe, but also I'm not in like the biggest rush, so if they want to come scoop me up, then I'll see, and then maybe I'll do it, but if not, then I'll keep rounding myself out and keep getting better. Like fighting on the regional scene's been so good because I mean everybody's tough, but I'm able to get comfortable. I get to like, figure out my game and stuff like that. And like I said, like, I haven't been using my jujitsu yet or my grappling. I've just been striking with everybody. So once I start like mixing it up like that, then I think, I can be a problem for anybody.
And how old are you now?
I'm 28.
Okay, so you're still so young. You haven't even hit really like your prime years. A lot of guys feel like they once they get to like 32, 33, that's where you really are your absolute best. Do you feel like you're a guy that's going to be fighting, maybe into your 40s? Do you see you doing this for a while?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I guess we'll see how like my results are going. 28 now. I say in like 3 to 4 years, I'll be like like at that 32, 33 age, and I think that's when I'm going to be my most dangerous. Like I feel like everything from now to then is just going to be moments that are going to help me in the future. Like I feel like in that amount of time when I'm 32, 33, I'll be fighting like top five guys in the world or, snagging a belt or fighting for the belt. I mean, that's how I see it.
Okay, fair enough. I don't blame you. So you talk about the belt, so let me get your prediction. We got Makachev Oliveira 2 around the corner. How do you see that fight going?
Man, it's tough because, Islam just kind of like took him out, pretty quick. Their last fight, you didn't really get to see much. You just kind of saw domination, but I don't know. It's tough. But then you saw Islam fight Volk, and then Volk kind of like, I felt like Volk maybe he lost the fight, but he won the fight. So, there's that, but I don't know. I'll go Charles Oliveira. I always vote against Charles Oliveira, and then he always wins. So I'm like, ah. And last time I voted for Charles, and he lost. So maybe I vote for him one more time.
Okay, you can switch it up a little bit. I was fortunate enough to interview Bruce Buffer just the other day, and one of the questions that I asked him was, "Are we going to see Volkanovski and Makachev too at some point?" And he says he thinks that we will. What's they rematch? If they do you think Volk can get it done?
I think so. I think he could get it done. I think, maybe the first time they fought, he maybe played a little, I wouldn't say safe, but he was just kind of like, oh man, this guy's dangerous because that's what everyone says. So maybe he was just testing the waters. But like around round 3, 4, 5, he was like really turning it up on him. And you could tell like he just wasn't fearing Islam anymore. So maybe this next time they fight, they'll make adjustments and then he'll be able to just take it to him.
I'm excited. I hope I get to see it. To stay like on this topic, I wanted to ask you. I've always felt like the deepest weight classes are featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight, like worldwide, just because the right around that weight range is kind of where the normal man walks around at, and so you can cut down and fight around there. When you think about just those weight classes, who do you feel like are the greatest we've ever seen? I mean, people talk about George St. Pierre being, one of the goats, and forget about the big boys like John Jones, but those smaller weight classes, who stands out to you that you feel like are the best mixed martial artists we've ever seen ever?
Mm, man, it's so hard to say. I feel like if I had to say anybody that's like just like mixed martial artists ever, where they like put all the skills together really well, I'd probably. I mean, he's not a lightweight or anything like that, but he's a Mighty Mouse.
Mm.
Like I just feel like when it comes to clinch, he's like a master at clinch, grappling, master at grappling, striking. He looks like he striked his whole life. So I'd say like someone like a martial artist like that, someone who was able to put it all together very well, would be Mighty
Mighty
Mouse.
Mouse. Okay, he's one of the best too. Last thing for me, Kody, before we get you out of here, 2024 goals. If I could give you like a crystal ball and you could tell me what's the perfect scenario for you to accomplish next year, what is it?
Mm, I would say uh, get at least 3 or 4 fights in next year, make them all undefeated, have them all by finishes, and fighting in the UFC. Whether I get 1 or 2 fights in the UFC by next year. But will be those will be my goals: finishing all my fights and being in the UFC. and making a name for myself.
I love it, man. Well, you're definitely on your way. Great talking to you again. It's been a minute. Before we do sign off here, I want to give you the floor. If there's anyone you want to thank, anything you want to plug, the floor is yours.
Yeah, just thank you everyone who helps and supports me, sponsors Level Black, uh, Ambush Muay Thai in Austin, and Fight Factory in Austin, and then also Syndicate for always helping me in my training camps out in Vegas.